Before we begin the episode, just a quick word of thank you to all of our supporters. This is perhaps our biggest production to date, and it couldn't have happened without your support. So if you do enjoy our content and find it beneficial and would love to see more productions and even better ones in the future, please consider supporting us at the link below and also at our website, OnePathNetwork.com. Let's get back to the action.
Hey. Sorry, do you know where the sisters' prayer room is?
Oh yeah, it's just right there.
The chemical storage?
Yeah, that's it.
What the heck? What the heck?
Well, good morning and assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you. I'm absolutely thrilled to be with you in this exciting new course, Islamic Ethics and Philosophy. It's one of the best courses that I like to teach, and I'm sure you'll find it exciting as well. However, allow me to perhaps start asking, what do you know about Islam? Yes, please.
Islam's a religion of peace and love.
Thank you.
Actually, Islam is a religion of Tawheed, total submission to Allah.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
All right.
Islam is all about worshipping Allah and only Allah.
Fantastic. Anyone else would like to add to that? Thank you.
So from what I've read, Islam is an Abrahamic religion. It's one of the major religions in the world, and it has some of the most devout followers. They pray 5 times a day. I guess you could say Muslim men and women are very traditional.
Sorry, what do you mean by traditional?
Like, you know,
It means the traditional gender roles and responsibilities. Look, men are men and women are women.
MashaAllah, brother.
I wasn't asking you, I was asking him.
But what does he know? He's not even Muslim. Look, it's really not that hard, okay? Men and women are different. They have very specific gender roles and responsibilities. Takbir, you're from India, you know what I'm talking about.
I'm Tanveer, bro, and I'm from Pakistan.
Same thing.
What you mean?
It's laughable. I mean, people like you who constantly reinforce the systematic oppression of this, I mean, always being so patriarchal, it's baffling to me.
No, read the Quran. Men have authority over women. Men have a degree over women. Just ask the professor, he knows.
Well, this is a very good start to this class on ethics. We got into a bit of a heated debate, I see. Can I ask you, if you don't mind, what do you know about the relationship between man and woman in Islam? Are you married?
No, I'm not married.
I'm not surprised.
I'm actually engaged.
Well, I feel sorry for her.
I feel sorry for you.
Well, we'll leave that for another time. But I guess first thing to point out is that this dichotomous relationship, it's either or, is actually problematic. And Islam looks at it more holistically than just either or. And I love the understanding or the idea that the relationship between man and woman in Islam, and I think this is a very important point that you can underline, it's not competitive, but it's complementary. And this perhaps brings me back to what you were talking about earlier, this relationship. In Islamic sacred law, the financial responsibility of the entire household is on the shoulders of a man. And therefore, when we speak about a man has the responsibility or a degree above a woman, it's a degree of responsibility, not preference. Whilst on the other hand, what Islam would say for a mother is that yes, maybe earning a livelihood is important, but one of the most sacred and noble professions you can have is motherhood, which sadly in today's modern society is sidelined somehow. And I think the middle approach from an Islamic perspective is that both, and this is important, both as far as Allah or God is concerned, are equal in His esteem.
Sir, sorry, I'm a little bit confused. You talk about equality, but I still feel like there's a bit of a divide there. I mean, at least for the women's prayer space, we're praying in a chemical storage.
Wait, you prayed in the chemical storage room? You know we have a prayer space for sisters on campus. You should have asked.
I did ask.
Who did you ask?
Him.
Astaghfirullah, brother.
I think this is a very important point. I think it links to what I was saying. Take, for example, the very clear instruction of the Prophet, peace be upon him, that says, do not stop women from going to the mosque. Put that in perspective and in context. This was said 1,400 plus years ago. And I think what we need to be doing is providing facility for both and give the woman a choice whether she wants to go to the musalla or the masjid or not. but it is not a man's decision to decide whether she can go to the mosque or not. And so I think it's important to emphasize the point that Islam is about balance and the middle path instead of this extreme or that extreme, either or.
Professor, you talk about balance, but what about the Islamic laws on inheritance? Why is a woman's worth always half that of a man's? Where's the balance in that?
Well, thank you for that question. First and foremost, it's not because she is a woman and therefore less than a man. No Muslim understands that. No Muslim scholar understands that. And certainly the Quran and the tradition of the Prophet, the Hadith, makes that very categoric. No man is better than a woman and no woman is better than a man because of gender, but rather it is piety and closeness to Allah. Inna akramakum indallahi atqakum. The Quranic verse states that the most noble of you in the esteem of Allah are those who are most righteous. And so there are other more pragmatic reasons. Most people who jump to the conclusion that women have less inheritance than men do so based on one verse of the Quran that says, وَلِلذَّكَرِ مِثْلُ حَظِّ الْأُنْثَيَيْنِ, and the male has twice the share of a woman. But what most people don't realize is that there are 34 cases in Islamic sacred law in which women can inherit property. Did you know that? 34 cases. One of those cases is the one that you are referring to, where she may get half to that of a man. In fact, in 14 of those cases, according to Muslim scholars, she inherits more than a man. Why? Because the man has the responsibility to completely provide financial security for his household. And a woman in a relationship is not entitled to, unless she chooses to spend a penny from her money, even if she was a millionaire. Then the issue of inheritance also must be connected to financial responsibility. Again, it's got nothing to do with the assumption, and dare I say the false assumption, that because she's less than man. Certainly the Quran and the tradition of the Prophet Muhammad never tells us that, and this is not the understanding of Muslim scholars. So it's a middle path, it's balance, and remember, the best of us in the esteem of God from the Islamic perspective are those who are most righteous.
Look, Khadija, I didn't want to be the one to tell you this, but he's also been sending me messages as well.
After marriage, he will be worse.